This is the right side of the FEL. Everything connects. There's 3 valves right here. Those are all controlled from within the tractor itself. It enters here into the right arm, comes down to here, and where it splits out, initially splitting out for those 2 connectors there. And then in here. So we have these going into the main tube. This is the main tube that connects everything across to the left side. And if you look in there, all of those hydraulics are connected with small retaining clips. But then there are 2 small bolts that connect in there to that big plate. Somewhere in there, there's the valve that I linked already, is that black thing right in there. It's hard to get a good image on here, but that appears to be what it is in there somewhere. And then the leak is inside the tube, because whenever I curl, as you can see, there is fluid that just leaks out through the bottom here, and it goes either right or left, and it is associated, I believe, with only the curl function. I don't notice it running out to a greater amount at any other function. Here's the added 3rd function system. This was installed at the dealer whenever I bought it. Here is going on the right side. And again, as you can see, several of these tubes come all the way through, and this plate is merely a retaining plate, except for a couple of these on the bottom here that actually, once again, have those retaining clips. Comes out and goes in for the control of these 2 arms and the 3rd function valve. Now, the 2 that go through here, this one and this one, these are both going to the 3rd function. So this tube goes to 3rd function. It goes out and then down to the 3rd function. These 2 here are curl bucket controls on the left side, and then these are raise and lift of the main arm. So that's what what I'm working with. And what I need to do is to be able to remove this section here out to be able to find the place in there that is leaking. It's likely just one of these connectors is loose, or there's a O-ring that is out. And my concern is I don't want to pull this apart or start pulling it apart and need to remove one other clip or one other object or one other something. And I'm not even sure exactly how this section comes apart. It has the retaining clip there, but I don't know what else is in here. There's no nut or area that I can remove. I don't know whether this is a compression, kind of like a regular hydraulic fitting. It kind of almost feels like this piece should pull back to here, because there is a gap here that my finger can fit into, and then this is acting almost like a stop, but I don't know that. I've not dealt with this before, but I could see that that could be the case. If that's the case, if I take that clip off, pull this back, the main tube should go the other direction. Again, the 3rd function, and that's where the 3rd function comes out. And then these top 2 here go up and control the curl function. And again, here I have maybe a slightly better visualization of this, where this, then there's a gap, then there's a stop, and maybe what this does is this retaining clip holds this in place. If I take off the retaining clip, pull this back, this whole tube may release. This whole tube may release out, this may release out, and maybe that will release the center portion, in which I can then just remove the center portion and pull it out. If any of you guys have any ideas, let me know. I really don't feel like spending 260 bucks on a manual that's going to say remove the retaining clips and unhook those hoses, but that may be where I'm at, because there's nothing else on here that I don't understand or can't fix. This piece, however, I've just never run into, and I'd rather not get in there and make a mess before I realize that I could have just done something easy.